Hello my friends, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Kaylee, this is the Tea House, and today we are rendering down some beef fat. This should be a pretty short and sweet video. I just have about half of my big stock pot filled with chopped up beef fat. I received this from the cow that I purchased in the winter, and they provided a bag full of all of the fat. This is going to go with the lid on into a 225 degree oven for as long as it takes, a couple hours, I am sure. So we are going to come back in about an hour and see where we are. Hello my friends. So when I checked this at about an hour, there was little to no fat at the bottom, and now we are seeing liquid fat. It has been about 2.5 hours. So I'm just giving this a stir, and then I will put it right back in the oven to continue rendering. Now, rendering time depends on how much fat you have in your container and also how large your container is. So this could take, just a couple hours, 2 or 3 for some people if you have a small amount, or it can take quite a bit longer if you have, a larger amount like I do. Now, you don't want to fill this any higher than halfway when you're first starting, and I wish that I would have made these pieces a little smaller. I was chopping up frozen fat, and so that definitely has some factor in terms of how long this is taking. So, but anyway, I'm just gonna tap off my spoon and get this back in the oven. Hello my friends, we are here again. So the process, the entire process has taken 8 hours. After I'm done decanting this into more mason jars, I have 2 over here already that I did earlier today. I am just going to discard the rest of everything and learn from what has transpired today. So a couple of things that I want to share with you in terms of my first experience with this is that I highly suggest that if you have your fat in the freezer, that you take it out prior to doing this. I did not do that. I took it straight out of the freezer and cut it into little chunks and then stuck that in the oven. And I think that that definitely took some time away from the entire process. The second point that I am going to make is to make sure that you cut it into smaller pieces. So I cut them into pretty good sized chunks. You can kind of see one here. They were probably 1 inch by 1 inch, most of them. And I think that that increased the processing time. Now, I'm no expert. Like I mentioned, this is the first time that I have done this, but I am darn happy with the finished product that I have over here in the mason jars. It's not fully set up. Like I said, I took this out a couple hours ago. This entire process from the first video that I shot to right now, it has been 8 hours. So definitely a lot longer time than I thought it would take. But let me show you the final process. I'm just gonna get the camera put up on a tripod so that I can show you how I have been straining this and putting it into mason jars. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take this wide mouth pint jar. Now I prefer the wide mouth because when I am spooning this out for cooking and those sorts of things, I like the straight sides. You can also use jelly jars, but this is a larger vessel, and so I prefer this. I'm going to run this under incredibly hot water. It's already been sterilized, but I want it to come up to roughly the temperature of, or as close as I can get it to the temperature of the rendered fat. And so I'm going to turn it upside down in my sink and pour really, really hot water over the bottom of it because I don't want water to get inside. Once that is good and hot, I'm going to place it here. And I have a piece of cheesecloth inside a wide mouth metal funnel here. So I'm just going to kind of move this cheesecloth out of the way. I have already done this twice, so the cheesecloth is covered in fat. So there is that. And then just as simple as take your ladle and ladle this into here. So I may save these solids, just kind of depends on how much is left at the end. I would hate to do this process again, but maybe I can add it to future batches because I still have quite a bit of unrendered fat in the freezer. And now one thing that you just want to watch for is to see how far it is coming up the jar. You obviously don't want to overflow. And I think just one more little ladle here should be good. And there we go. That is as much as I want to put in there. So I'm going to lift the funnel and place it back into this little ramekin that I have. And then place this off to the side. So that is one more jar. We're just going to let that cool over here, untouched, with the other ones. And this is very, very, very hot. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. If you enjoyed this video, I would love for you to like and subscribe to the channel and leave a comment down below on some interesting things that you may want to see in the future. I hope that you are having a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.